24 minutes after 8, if you've been listening to our newscasts with Ed throughout the morning, technology in the top of all his news stories, iPhone5 introduced this morning. And there's a side story, too, if you're an owner of BlackBerry. David Redekop is a good friend of our program from Nerds on Site, co-founder, and he joins us this morning. And good morning, David.
Good morning, Steve.
David, can you feel the excitement this morning?
I can feel it, I hear it, I almost smell it.
You know what's kind of interesting is that on the morning you're introducing, the iPhone 5, RIM is having their problems, and maybe you can just share with us, just for a few moments, for RIM owners, obviously they're concerned. What is happening with BlackBerries in Europe?
Well, RIM announced over Twitter that some of their users are having problems, which sometimes means all of them in a certain area. And but it's not clear exactly to what extent their problems are affecting the users. So unless you've got a good user base there, I haven't had any direct feedback from clients of ours in that area, so it might be somewhat limited.
If you have a problem in Europe with BlackBerries, is there a possibility we'll have a problem here in southwestern Ontario and across North America?
For the most part, RIM has separated their functions into North America and the rest of the world. So when the rest of the world has problems, it does not usually have an impact on us. So in Canada and United States, we should not be having any problems that are related to whatever is happening in Europe right now.
David, iPhone 5s, what makes them so special?
Well, Apple has continued their trend in terms of innovation and building in new feature sets, every time they have a new release. So it is special this time around because there is certainly plenty of new feature sets to be excited about. But for the first time, there really wasn't any surprise. And on an individual feature-by-feature basis, every other phones have already outdone Apple on all of these fronts. So, it seems like they're losing ground in terms of really having that leading edge, but that's just a good sign because it means that the competition is starting to realize, oh, wait a minute, we can do some neat stuff as well. And yet, in spite of that, their sales are, once again, a new record.
David, hang on to that thought for just a moment here. We're going to go to South London at the Best Buy store where Josh is standing by this morning. Good morning, Josh.
Morning.
Josh, you just picked up your iPhone 5. Tell us about the crowds. Were there many people waiting in line to purchase?
No, there wasn't too many here, maybe about 10 to 12. But as soon as the store opened, the parking lot filled up pretty quick.
Is this the first time you've waited in line to buy Apple product?
No, I've waited for my iPhone 4, and I waited for the original iPad.
Why are you excited? Why are you excited about the iPhone's 5?
I skipped the 4S, so this one's going to be faster, and it's got a bigger screen now, and it's no, I don't want to say totally redesigned, but it's more sleek and just is a good-looking phone.
Okay. Have you got it working now?
No, the gentleman is waiting for me. He was right in the middle, and I interrupted him to have this phone call.
All right, I better go. But listen, Josh, have fun with it, and let us know how you make out on Monday, okay?
Okay.
All right. 8:28, and we're talking about the introduction of iPhones today. iPhone number 5. David, is this a must for a techie to have?
Well, that's a loaded question. For some techies, it is a must, and we were just talking about this in our circle yesterday. And what Apple tends to do is they tend to win the hearts of existing iPhone users. So anybody who had an iPhone 4 or 4S tends to naturally want an iPhone 5, although maybe not quite to the same degree as with previous iterations.
Okay.
And so the answer is yes for the extreme techie. But a lot of people are now saying, you know what, I'm perfectly happy with what the 4S does. There's nothing that compelling new. I'll stick with the previous iteration.
David Redekop, co-founder of Nerds on Site, with us here on News Talk at 1290 at CJBK. David, it's always great talking to you.
Thanks very much, Steve.
Be well and have a great day.